What kind of woman you looking for?
Um, Let me see. She gotta be attractive, nice and thick. You feel me?
Just like every man.
Not too short. Um, she gotta be like a virgin,
Oh,
And
So, are you a virgin?
excuse me, I don't think the standards are like the same for like men and women in terms of like being a virgin. Like I feel like men are like they like that question isn't as like you feel me like um
honestly, I think the reason men are starting to make such demands and such extravagant standards is because men have extravagant standards too these days. It's like I want a man who's 6 feet or making $500,000. And women on Kendra G's show, in fact, there's a woman who was asking for a man who makes $1 million. So men are like, if you're gonna make such, demands, women as well ask for virgins as well. Very soon, men are gonna be asking for what? Women who are making $1 million as well, because it's crazy. And this is the dating world right now.
suited for a man. You feel me? So like women, I feel like women should get that question.
Are you a virgin?
Kendra doesn't
No,
like
I'm
it.
not.
Okay. So you're not a virgin, but you want a woman that is a virgin.
But
I mean, women ask for men who are 6 feet and they're not 6 feet. They ask for men who make $100,000, 6 figures, and they don't make 6 figures. Kendra, let's be fair.
that's like that's not the same thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't even get to the base of behind it. I'm just asking clarity right now. So you're giving the explanation. I'm just asking for the simple answer. So the
Mhm.
simple answer is yes, I'm not a virgin, but yes, I want a woman that is a virgin.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because I feel like once a woman lose her virginity, like she stays connected to that person for the rest of her life.
So you're saying the women that you slept with, you have no connection to them for the rest of their lives. For you.
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like I do have a connection to them, but like as a man, like it's easy for me to forget about them once I get with a new woman, if that makes sense. But like if it's a woman that loses her virginity, like she kind of like I don't know, she like might stay in touch with that person for a long time, you know what I mean?
I think what he's trying to say is men will not forget a woman they were in love with or they spent money on, and women will not forget a man they slept with for the most part. You see the difference? So I don't know how true that is because some women don't care. They may not remember the last fight, the last guy they had last night. Who knows? But I think that's what he's trying to say. But that's my opinion. Men probably won't forget a woman they really loved, and the ladies may not forget the guy, especially their first. But usually, most people, both men and women, never forget their first.
So are you saying the woman that you once slept with, who you don't want to proceed with, they're scorned for life because they had sex with you?
Yeah. Like they'll never forget about me.
Really?
No, if you are not there first, they will forget you. If we're gonna be honest, if you are not there first, they will forget you. The only reason they won't forget you if you were so good, you are the first one to get them off, or if you're the type who was really spending so much money on them. In fact, I believe a woman will remember a guy who spent so much money on her and will compare to a guy who was half first. She may forget the guy who was half first, but she won't forget the guy who spent the most money on her. My opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're the best man that these women will ever have in their lives because they once slept with you.
Yeah.
He's struggling.
Why? Okay, so let me ask you this, Zarion, right?
Yeah,
Are you being serious or are you joking?
I'm being dead
He's
serious.
struggling.
Okay,
Hello.
now,
I'm just a funny person. That's all.
okay, now, couple things. What are you looking for, a girlfriend or a wife?
I'm looking for a wife.
Okay, so you want a virgin. I've had women. Well, I don't know about virgins, but I've had women who are celibate until married. Would you want a woman who doesn't want to have sex with you until she's your wife?
Say that again. I was looking at the comments.
Do you desire a woman who would be a virgin and only willing to break her virginity unless you guys get married, like on your wedding night?
Yeah, because I'm a Muslim.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know this. So now that since you practice, what I know about the Muslim religion, sometimes you have more than one wife. Are you gonna have more than one?
No,
You
because I
only
don't.
want one.
As long as she gives me everything that I need, why would I need more? You know what I mean?
But I have also heard that for the Muslims, as a man, to even have more than one woman, you need to have the means. You need to be a provider. Like apparently, what you do for the first woman, you have to be able to do for the second woman. If you buy a car for the first woman, you have to buy a car for the second woman. That's what I've heard. So I don't think it's that easy.
Okay. So you're down to date a woman who doesn't want to have sex until marriage.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
since you want,
she has to be really like she has to be at least like young, because the odds of them being a virgin at like 30 is like really low.
That's true.
okay, so the youngest that you can require on my age is 21. So you want someone around that age?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't want her to have kids because you want her to be a virgin.
What type of question is how's she gonna be a virgin without kids?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm making the assumption no woman with kids would be an option because you're seeking a
Oh
virgin.
shit, right. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
They could have used the condom and shit. I'm tripping or birth control. I'm tripping. Yeah, you're right.
No. You're not tripping. You're miss. I'm kind of already saying no women with kids because ultimately you want a virgin.
Yes.
Okay. So is that all that you desire? If a woman has had sex, you do not want her.
Oh, they are going to be attacking him in the comments. You know how these shows go. We're gonna go through the comments. Trust me. They are gonna be attacking him. The women especially. The men are just probably going to laugh, think he's trolling. The men are probably gonna say he's never gonna find that kind of woman. But trust me, the women are going to be going off. Cause by saying he wants a virgin, he has cancelled out probably 99.9% of the women who watch this show. The same way when women say they want a guy who's 6 feet or who makes $100,000, they probably cancel out 90% of men.
Yes.
I was trying to take you seriously, but you're smiling and
Okay,
giggling. So
okay,
people
okay,
think
okay.
you're trolling me.
Okay. I'm not trolling.
Okay, so a virgin only.
Yes.
All right. What else? What are some other requirements before we go to your deal breakers?
Man, I love this show. I'm having such a good time, man. Um, she has to like I said, she has to have a nice body. She got to have a nice face. Um, she has to be. I know a lot of people in this world like don't like this word. It kind of comes off as sexist, but she got to be submissive in some sort of way. She can't be a person that like is more dominant than I am. You know what I mean? She can make more money than me, but she can't like try to like dictate things and like be too bossy, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's something every man usually asks for. So, apart from the virgin thing, some of the requirements, you gotta be beautiful, no kids, submissive, in shape, good body. That's something, those are things most men ask for. But the whole virgin thing, I can guarantee you, he's gonna have he's probably never gonna find that, if we're gonna be honest. The same way I usually make reactions and tell the ladies, You can have all the standards that you want. You can want God Himself. You can want a man who's 10 feet tall and makes $1 billion a year. The question is, are you going to get that man? What are the chances you're going to get that man? Slim to none, and Slim died last night. So the same thing for him. He can want the virgin woman all he wants, unless he goes to, to Arab countries. He's never gonna find that woman in the US. And unless he's also a very rich man, the chances are even gone completely.
Okay. Um, what are your deal breakers?
Like when you say deal breakers, you mean like
Non-negotiable things that you will not date, you will not tolerate. So, like a woman with kids is I'm assuming a deal breaker. A
yeah,
woman who has
yeah.
sex is a deal breaker. Things like
Mhm.
that for you.
Oh no, she can have she. You know what? Matter of fact, yeah, keep it that way. Another deal breaker would be she has to have a job. She has to be supportive. Like she has to support me, you know? And what else? She has to be oh shit. It's kind of hard, like when you ask me what the deal breaker, just don't be don't be a bad person, you know, because I feel like a lot of women like will go out of their way to try and make a man feel vulnerable or insecure. Like just show me that you care about me. You know what I mean? And
Okay, he's having a hard time describing this, but he just wants a nice woman. Nice, quiet, calm, kind, empathetic woman. That's all he's trying to say, I think.
now I'll reciprocate that energy, you know?
Let me ask you this. You almost reneged when I said that you want a woman that was a virgin only. Are you, excuse me, would you date a woman that has had sex, or that's a strong no for you?
That's not a strong no,
Okay.
because a woman that has experience in the bed is like that actually like I like that, you know, because I've been with like women who like aren't that experienced, and like I feel like if she's more experienced, you know, with doing those type of things, like it's better for me, you know.
So now you're
Okay, yeah, you're contradicting yourself. In the beginning, you said you want a virgin, but now you're saying you want a woman who's experienced in bed. So either he's saying he wants a woman who's experienced just for the fun of it, and then wants a virgin woman for marriage. I don't know, but now he's contradicting himself. And Kendra caught that.
contradicting yourself because on one accord you're saying her sexual experience is better for you in the bedroom, but earlier you said if she's already had a sexual experience, she's still attached to that man that taught her all those things that you're gonna like to do with her in the bedroom. So
Yeah,
which
that
one is it?
doesn't make sense.
It's both, because if she has too many bodies, then that's bad. Like she gotta like have like, I mean, I don't want it to be, you know, too loose, you know what I'm saying, bro? But I mean like
Bro just said if she has too many bodies, she's gonna be loose down there, if you know what I mean.
if let's say let's keep it at 5, you know.
So 5 bodies.
5 men she could have slept with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, he's never. I mean, that's why I'm saying he's trolling. Because if he's being realistic, number one, he's never gonna find a virgin woman. Number two, the chances of him finding a woman who has only 5 bodies, depending on the age range, obviously, it's like 0.01%. And that's if he's betting on that, then he's not smart.
We said earlier you already kind of described your appearance type, but this is the direct question: should she look a certain way?
She gotta have long black hair.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like he's looking for a black woman.
Long
And she
black.
has and I like all women of all colors. I don't discriminate, but
You just said long black hair, unless a black woman has. I mean, some black women have, unless they're mulattoes or something like that. Long black hair, natural. They don't like to wear their hair natural. So good luck.
if a woman, if I got more hair than a woman, and that's bad. That means something wrong with her estrogen levels. Like
This guy is
if she
gonna
got
get
a like, you know what I'm
canceled.
saying? It's some things in today's society that's just not normal. Like a woman with a mustache. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get canceled. Now I'm feeling sorry for him. Okay, this is crazy. Look at Kendra's face. Kendra's like, what the hell?
Like then there's some women out here that's like shaped like a silverback gorilla, and like they want a man that's 6 feet plus. Yeah, I was watching your other live, you feel me, and they was talking about how
I
they
mean, he's not wrong. There have been some women on Kendra G's show who come and ask for a certain type of man, and clearly they don't have what it takes to ask for that type of man. And even Kendra, usually she jokes around and tends to draw something and says, "Hey, he is your man." She jokes around. She's like, "I just got you a man," and she draws the man for them. So he's not wrong.
need a man that makes over $100,000, and he gotta be at least 6 feet tall. But you the size of a whale, and I just don't understand that. But yeah,
He's not wrong, but he's gonna get cancer. Oh my god, this guy is crazy.
what we was talking about before?
Well, this is the moment that you describe the type of woman that you want, but you did that and you shared your opinion on other previous guests, it seems.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
Okay.
it's
So
funny.
are you saying that those women shouldn't desire those men?
yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
No, actually, I'm different from him. I'm saying everyone can have whatever standards they want. You can have whatever preferences you want. You can want to have a Jeff Bezos. As a woman, you can want to have a NBA player type of man, 7 feet, makes $100 million a year. Once he should accept you and your 5 kids, fine. The only thing I have to say is, it doesn't mean you're gonna get that. It doesn't mean you deserve that. You know, it's one thing to want something; it's another to get it. That's all I'm saying. Men and women have all the preferences you want. You guys, some of you want a Beyonce looking woman. You want all these IG models. The question is, are you gonna get them? Probably not.
saying is my expectations are justifiable because I'm a handsome man. You know, I get already. Oh, let me not say that.
No, guys, say I want you to speak freely.
This
Um,
guy.
I feel like I'm a pretty attractive guy. I don't really feel that insecure.
This
I
guy.
like talking to women. I talk to women all the time. I would say that I'm a ladies' man. Okay, so yeah.
All right, this guy is a comedian. Whether it's right or whether he's right or not, whether whatever he's saying is right, but he just comes off as a comedian.
You're a ladies' man. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about money. Should this woman make a certain amount of money?
At least I would say 60K.
At least 60K. Should she
Mhm.
be in Maryland?
Yes,
Yes. Do you want her to also be a Muslim woman?
I would prefer her to be a Muslim.
We prefer. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam. That's when you stand.
All right, even for a Muslim woman, I don't know, in Maryland, because now he has restricted himself to just one state. He's never gonna find a virgin woman. That it is what it is, right? But what do you guys think? Let's go to the comments because I know the comments were going in. I'll put the full link down below to Kendra G's show because it was like almost 45 minutes. I ain't staying for all that. I'll put it down below so you guys can finish it. Let's go. This one is blaming Andrew Tate, saying Andrew Tate is the reason he thinks like that way. I don't care for that. This lady says he's obviously not playing with a full deck of cards. Yes or no? I don't know. This lady says the fact that some men think that their little members change a woman's cat who can deliver 10 pound babies. So this woman is pretty much saying that women don't care or don't remember or don't change a woman's insides. She may have an argument there. Uh, this woman says, I told you they were going to attack him. This woman says he was actually talking out of the side of his mouth like a fish hooking was pulling on it. Told you. She says this mindset is a consequence of being online too much. But I can guarantee you, these ladies are never in the comments when we have women wanting men who are 7 feet tall, making $1 million a year, and how men should accept them and all their kids. These women are never in the comments. But once a man comes with some outrageous standards, here they are, um, you know, attacking the man. I told you they're gonna come for him. 4 minutes in, that doesn't make sense. Social media has been a gift and even a bigger curse to society. But like I said, for me, once I saw what he was talking about, I was like, this is a direct reflection of women's standards. Because men are like, you know what? Okay, the ladies have all these high dating standards for us. We are going to come up with our own dating standards to fight back. That's what this is all. That's what this all is, honestly. Because he knows in his heart of hearts, he's never gonna find this kind of woman. So anyway, next up, social media. We have a woman here telling other ladies how to be a gold digger, and she's gonna break down while she only marries for she only married she's gonna break down why she only married a man for his money.
Truth. Everyone always wants to know how come I decided to marry someone 12 years older than me. Here's the truth. This is what you want to know? I got you. I'll give you all the tea. I don't want to work. So I married someone older than me who would appreciate how much younger and beautiful I was, so that way I would never have to work. You could call it a gold digger if you want. I call it marrying strategically. I just feel like if a woman is going to get married, put her body through, pregnancy, have to tend to a house, have to completely put her life on hold, then she should be compensated for it. And by compensated, I mean never have to work.
I mean, I kind of agree with her. Marriage, just like any other relationship, is a transaction. So if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, she's gonna have to find a man who's willing to pay for her lifestyle. A man who's gonna be willing to pay for all the bills. And I honestly believe if all women could say it, if all women could choose and like create, if God gave women the power to create the kind of man they want, it would be the kind of man who can pay for everything and they don't have to pay for anything, even if they can still work. So she's saying, in my opinion, what most women think. But some of them don't say it, some of them say it, some of them don't say it because they don't want to be called a gold digger. And you can see the caption is Confessions of a Gold Digger.
And have everything paid for. It's just what I believe, honestly. So
she's an attractive woman.
That's the truth. You want to know why I married my husband? There it is. Money. I married him for money. I just don't believe that women should have to work. So, are you happy now? Anything else? Okay, bye.
Honestly, like I said, she's saying what most women think. Some of them voice it, some of them don't voice it. Because some guys are going to talk about how she's a gold digger, but she already called herself a gold digger. And if you check in the comments, some women are going to agree. Let's see. See? Even, I think Tony Smiles, I'm thinking this is a guy. He says, that's the original purpose of marriage. Boomers are the last generation to know that. The feminist movement ruined that all for all women and men who believe in traditional values. This one says she's joking for all you haters. Go to her early video. She tells you of when they didn't have all that, but they built together. She's a realtor, among other things. Okay, so some people are saying that this is a skit, But skit or not, I can guarantee you, like I said, if all women were given the power to create, and God gave them the power to create a man of their dreams, there's one thing they're going to have in common. One, well, the two things. One, the man is going to be tall, and two, he's going to be a man of means who can pay for all their bills. Like I said, they all have those two in common. I honestly believe that. So anyway, that was a quick video. Next up, shout out to Kendra, man, always bringing us the fire. This mom of 8 broke up with her man. She's a single mom of 8 kids. She's looking for a new father, stepfather, because any man who comes into this situation, you have to be ready to be a stepfather, honestly. All right, let's get into
it.
I do. I have 8 kids, but 5 are grown. I have 3 still at home. I have my 6-year-old granddaughter for right now. I have 2 granddaughters.
You gave birth to 8 kids?
Yes, I did.
You have the most kids ever on my show.
I doubt that.
From a woman. There was a guy that had 10, but the highest number for a woman was 7. So if you have 8, you're saying no, I host the show, honey.
Because I've recently met a bunch of people way younger than me, got 10. I'm like, oh, wow.
No, I said clearly you have the most kids on my show.
It's hard to believe, but okay.
It's hard to believe that someone hasn't had more than 8 kids on my show?
No.
You know 8 kids is a lot of kids, girl.
I do.
Okay,
My grandma
so
had 9.
I've never had a woman, the highest number was 7. So
yeah, 8 kids a lot. 8 kids is a lot of kids. And I can guarantee you, it's probably not from one man. Let's see.
You trumped that with 8. I've had a man that had 10. Talking about a woman. All right, so let's get to these 8 kids. How old are your kids?
The grown ones are 26, 25, 23, about to be 21. Just turned 20 yesterday. Then the ones still at home are 14, 15, and 17. And then, like I said, I have my 6-year-old granddaughter for right now.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say, honey?
I also have my 6-year-old granddaughter for right now, for a few more months.
Okay. And are your kids by the same man?
Absolutely not.
See? She said it, and I haven't watched this video. She said absolutely not. There's no way she was going to have 8 kids from one man. Do some women do that? Yeah, but that's usually like in Africa or somewhere like that.
How many men are they by?
Too many. They're all bums. I was young and doing young things.
Kendra, I love you. Just answer the question, honey. How many kids do you have? How many men do you have kids by?
3.
Oh,
3.
Well, that's 2. You got 8. It could have been 5. So 3 is better than 5, Sean. Have you ever been married?
Never been married.
So why did you marry any of the men that you had kids by?
I was young doing young things. They were young, so it just didn't work out.
Okay, you were young, you were doing dumb things, but you had 3 kids. You had 3 baby daddies. You could have stopped at baby daddy number 2. Or you could have just stopped having kids after the first baby daddy if they were not going to marry you. I'm just saying.
So, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Cancer.
A Cancer. All right. So we got Kendra, Las Vegas, 45, is a Cancer. She's a nurse, mom to 8 kids, 5'3" men, never married. What kind of man are you looking for?
Any kind, actually. I'm not picky. I just want a man that is nice, that is open-minded, that is loving, caring, God-fearing. I'm not picky, but
you need to be picky, because the reason you have 8 kids is because you are not being picky. Now, granted, I think she said maybe 3 or 4 of her kids are grown adults right now. So whoever comes in has to be stepdad to 4 kids. So you definitely need to be picky, because you don't want any type of man around your kids.
like my kids are mixed with. I have 3 that are mixed with Italian, and then I have 5 that are chocolate. But 3 of them, the 3 that are Italian, one is like Italian and German. So I don't know. I just like woman.
So you
I
have,
wanted
so
Hispanic
you have, one of
children.
your baby daddies is white.
He's Italian and German.
Oh,
The other, the other one's black, and then the third one, he is Italian, black, and Spaniard.
okay.
Okay, so she's, what do they call that? Eco distributor or whatever the diverse. She has a diverse group of kids.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Lying, lying, just dishonesty. I don't do the petty drama.
Okay. Kendra, I'm gonna let you respond. You said you've been trying to get my show for a long time, so you already know there's gonna be men that say she got 8 kids. Now, granted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are 20 and up.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you say to the man that might be concerned that you have 8 children?
Well, my youngest is 14. I do what I've raised my own kids myself. Even when I was with the dads, I still raised my own children. My kids are grown. They have their own place to be. They're not at my house. No.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Do you guys think any man is gonna sign up for that? You know what I think? I think yes. I believe there are men in her DMs for 2 reasons. One, she's a woman. Trust me, every woman has someone in her DMs. Doesn't matter if you think she's beautiful or not. Doesn't matter if she has 20 kids or not. The fact that she's a woman, she has men in her DMs. Number 2, there are some men who live in that kind, who like that kind of dynamic. You know, some men they gravitate towards that. So I can guarantee you, whether she has 8 kids or she has 1,000, she's gonna still have some men in her DMs, because the fact that she came out here, she's presenting herself. That's all some men need to see. Oh, you're looking for a man? I'll come in. Whether it's for long term or short term, it doesn't matter. She's gonna have men in her DMs.
Should the man look a certain way? But I think that's a no, right? No.
Just good looking.
Just good looking?
Mm-hmm.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Well, I make 120,000, so I wouldn't even say he has to match that. He has to be able to afford his own bills because I'm not asking him for anything. But I'm very generous to help him if he needed it. And no, I'm not fertile. My tubes are tied. I just saw that. My tubes are tied, so no more children.
Okay, so no more kids. That's good. I mean, 8 kids, too late, but hey.
Okay. And so you said you make 120K, but he doesn't have to.
No.
Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Eight kids.
I'm telling you, I'm sick. I'm going through like an asthma attack right now, so I'm like bundled up because I'm cold everywhere.
We can't see your legs, honey.
My legs? When did you start doing that?
It's always been doing that, Kendra. Now, Kendra, I know your name is Kendra, but you working my Kendra nerves. Okay. We see you, girlfriend. You've been saying you've been trying to get on this show for a long time. You already know I'm going to ask for the legs.
I'm bundled up. Well, I didn't think I'd be on here. Let me put my makeup on today.
Well, you shouldn't have called me if you wasn't going to be ready to be a guest.
All right, Kendra is getting spicy, but let's go to the comments, because those are the comments is what I really want to see. I want to see what people think. Is she fair? Is it worthy? Will she find a man? Let's do it. They're saying, okay, because it seems like she's at work. So this lady is saying people in bed fighting for their lives while their nurse is on a dating show. Okay, that makes sense. Are your 8 kids by the same man? Answer, absolutely not. That's what I thought too. I didn't think they were ever going to be by the same man. Yeah, and then it's like, any problem having all your children with one man? The chances were very slim to none. The passive aggressive attitude she has with Kendra is not it. You called into the show sick, so I guess, because I've only gone into 6 minutes. Maybe Kendra was going off, so maybe that's what they mean. Um, why was it important for her to tell us her kid's ethnicity? Nobody cares. I think the reason why she was telling us what kind of men, the race of men she's been with. I think she meant to say that she doesn't care what type of man, black, Italian, German, she doesn't care. Uh, this lady says potentially losing your job to get on a dating show is reckless. Yeah, she was at work, so hey, she was bored, I guess. Uh, could this be a guy or a woman? It's the wig, brood of kid, and stumpy attitude for me. I don't know. I didn't want to watch any more of it, but looks like her and Kendra went back and forth. But I will put the link down below so you guys can watch it. What's wrong with her? She's argumentative, depressed, and insecure. Yeah, this was the thing. This was looking for. This is a comment I was looking for. We were all young, and we all don't have 8 children. That's what I was saying. Because she kept saying she was young, that's why she had 8 kids. But it's like, and 3 baby daddies. I gave her 2. I could have given her 1. It's like, okay, if it went wrong with the first baby daddy, and it went wrong with the second baby daddy, now maybe tie your tubes or something. But she tied her tubes after 8 kids and 3 baby daddies later. What do you guys think about that? Crazy dating world we're in. Because this woman is competing with a woman, same age, no kids. That's who she's competing with, for the same kind of man, a good, caring, nice man who's stable and wants something serious. They're competing for the same man. Who gets to win? Our answer is simple. But anyway, I'll put down the full link down below because there's another 10 minutes in the video, but I just wanted to review just that. So next up, we have this lady. She went to a singles mixer. Lately people have been creating, even Kendra G herself they make these events where single women and single men are supposed to go to mingle or get to know each other, but apparently men are not showing up. Now this woman was breaking down her experience, right, of how everything went. We're going to go through it and see and find out why men are not going to these events. And some women are complaining about the fact that men are not going to single events. All right, let's go.
The jury is no longer out. I need to stop doing things for the plot. I am like the prime example of curiosity killed the cat, because the way I just always have to investigate things and see things for myself, it is slowly killing me. I walked into that event last night and I wanted to die. It was so bad that I almost couldn't wait until today to update you guys. I was gonna do a video last night as soon as I got home, but then I ended up passing out. And of course, a lot of things are all about the perspective, but I'm gonna tell you why for me, it was a big no. So for starters, when you walk in, you have to get a name tag. And that's fine. I guess that's a good thing. But also I was like, what if I don't want someone to know my name? I don't know. And then when I did walk in, I was like, okay, I was wrong. It's not just women here. But the men that were there they were something. I could have turned and walked right back out immediately. And I should have. But I was still waiting on the 2 girls I was supposed to be meeting there to come. So I was trying not to bail before they got there. So I tried to walk around by myself for a minute. Thankfully, a lot of people there were there alone. It was everyone's first time doing it. So I found some cool girls who invited me over to their table and I got to talk to them for a little bit. But even if you were sitting with girls, guys would always come over and talk. That's the whole point. I get it. But I was just I'm kind of just here for the girlies, I think. And so whenever a guy would come, I'm like, this is ruining the vibes.
And that right there is why men are giving up on going on these single events. Because she's saying she went to a singles event where men are supposed to meet women to interact and maybe, get to know each other. But she's there complaining that men are there, that she went for girls. You see what I mean? That's crazy. So why would a man watch this and say, you know what? I can't wait to go to another singles event to meet women so that you can run into a woman like her? It's not a good deal.
Quite literally, the whole point in being there was to find date, I guess, potential people to date. And to me, men being there, I was like, this is going to ruin the tour. Also, everyone was so short. Every single man there was like less than 5'10", or 5'10" or less. I mean, I was tall.
And this is why men are giving up on dating. She just said anyone who's less than 5'10" is short. But I can guarantee you she's not that tall as well. And usually when they put on heels, they think that's part of their height. So why would a man who's 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", listen to a woman calling men below 5'10" short and think, you know what? I should go out date. I should go back to the dating world, dating scene, and try to date. They literally just called you short and that you're not desirable, that they don't want you. Why should I go back to do that? You feel me?
Taller than all of them, except one. There was one really, really tall man. None of them are attractive. No one, not one was attractive. Not even like, oh, he could. No.
This is sad.
Not close. And this is probably one of the meanest things that you would ever hear me say. But there was a man there that,
and you know, she's mean. She also knows it. She just admitted to that.
Looked like.
But I can guarantee you, she's mean. She knows it. But I can guarantee you she wants to find a man who can accept her the way she is.
The kind of guy you should be afraid of if he was walking towards a school. I have to be vague about this because I don't want TikTok to like ban me. Like quite literally, just he had really long hair and he just kept on like pushing it to the side of his face like it was like 2008, and he's just like walking around with his black clothes on, like with his head down, just pushing his hair out of the way the whole time. Never talked to a woman ever. I'm like, why are you here? And I know some people are shocked.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't talk to anyone, and I'm glad he didn't talk to you, because you are making a video, you know, talking about how you didn't like the fact that there were men there, but in the same video you're asking why there was a man and he wasn't talking to women. Maybe he watches videos like yours, and trust me, after he watches your video, he's never going to want to go to another singles event, because if he's going to a singles event to meet women, but he knows women like you are going to be there who hate him, who think he's not tall enough, who thinks he's scary, he looks scary, who thinks, a woman who thinks that, you know, she's there for other girls and she doesn't want men to talk to her. Why would a man go to a singles dating event? It doesn't make sense.
But that was just, it was just bizarre. Eventually the two girls that I was meeting got there. I liked them. One of them was super outgoing and like very fearless. So when eventually we did see that there was two men there, only two out of all the people that were not completely repulsive, but were sitting at a table the entire time with the same girls. And I was like, oh, like, I feel like they're off the market. They're like taken, like those, they came together. And I was like, wait, that's not the point of this. It's supposed to be only single people. So they're definitely single, but they're not talking to anyone else. So eventually one of the girls, I don't want to call her my friend yet, but she was just like, flagged one of the men down, brought him over, and then she was like, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, so then we're all three of us girls are holding a conversation with this one guy, which was awkward. It felt like I was on a freaking season of The Bachelor or something. I've never even watched the show, but it felt like we were all like gunning for the same guy, but we weren't, because eventually they found a point in the conversation to both bow out, and I was just left there talking to this man, which was nice, but at the same time I was like, I don't want to be here. So I talked to him for.
Okay, sounds like she must be a lesbian, because why would you have such disdain for men at the same event that you went to, where you knew there were going to be men there? This is sad, man. And this is what makes guys just give up on dating, honestly. Like, no man sees this and says, yeah, this is good, this gives me confidence to approach a woman. So even a man who wants to go to a dating event, I'm sure that they do their research, look at the reviews on TikTok and everything, and once they see a video like this, they're like, oh, so you mean to tell me I'm going to pay? Because you have to pay for tickets to go to those dating events, to go to interact with a woman like this who hates me, thinks I don't look good, thinks I look scary, I'm short. Yeah, no man is going to go for that.
Quite a few minutes. I got his number, okay? but I was like, I literally was so honest with him. Like towards the end of the conversation, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna leave. If you want to take my number, you can do that. Like
I wouldn't take it.
I was like more blunt than I've ever been in my life. Would I go again? Because there's quite literally another one. There's another one next week in St. Louis. If you're interested, I personally will never go again. But also, again, this is about perspective. I don't really want to be dating. I've come to that realization. I don't really have a strong interest in it right now. So that being in that kind of scenario was just not worth it in the least for me.
I mean, you could have known whether you were into dating, in the mindset of dating or not, before you left your house. Because now you are making a video about men who are there based on the fact that you are not in the mindset of dating. And you're corrupting other ladies who would love to go to an event like that, but you're painting a whole ugly, sad, hateful picture of men who went to a singles dating event as bad people. Guess what? Other women are going to believe you and they're going to think the same. Yet it just sounds like it's just your personal, opinion of how you're not in the dating mindset, but you're applying that to all the other men who went to that dating event. And this is why men are like, why am I going to buy a ticket to go to this so that women can make TikTok videos of how ugly and how short I am and all this? Men are like, nah. Anyway, guys, what do you think about that? Should men do this dating thing again, these dating events? I don't think it's worth it, honestly. Next up, we have our favorite, Kendra G. This lady is asking for a man who makes at least $300K. But if you are lucky enough, she will take you if you make $200,000. In other words, she's going to do you a favor and accept you if you make $200,000. But her favorite, if anything, she prefers if you make $300,000. Let's get into it.
I love your energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Am I saying your name right?
It's Tahira.
Tahira?
Uh-huh.
Tahira.
Tahira, yes.
Tahira, how old are you?
I'm 43.
What do you do for a living? The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
I have a daycare.
What, honey?
I have a daycare.
Daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kids?
I have 3 kids, 29 and 10.
29 and 10. All by the same man?
All by the same man.
Okay. Did you get divorced? Were you had been married?
I was married for 20 years. I got divorced in 2022.
What?
Married for 20 years? I mean, for the new guy, because I bet you she's going to say she wants to be married again. For the new guy, what makes you think that if she had the nerve to end a 20-year-old marriage, that you're going to be any different? What makes you think you're going to be her true love forever and ever, that she will never divorce you? Think about that.
Why did I get divorced?
He was a bomb, Kendra.
Ooh.
But we're not going to talk about him.
Okay, we're not going to talk about him.
We're not going to talk about him.
Okay, Tierra, 43. She works at a daycare. Was once married. Mom to 3. All by your ex-husband, right?
All by my ex-husband, yes.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
All right, let's go. Tierra, how old? Ucha, I'm tired. So we're going to
It's okay. I'm tired too.
Oh my God, I know. It's terrible. Tierra, 43, Scorpio, works at a daycare, divorced.
I own a daycare. I don't work at once, Kendra.
Ooh, correct
Wait a minute now.
Correct me, entrepreneur.
Wait a minute, Kendra. Yes.
I apologize.
Okay.
Correct me. Okay, she owns a daycare.
Yes.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Oh, someone driven, someone honest, someone that wants to have fun, someone open-minded, someone successful. I cannot stress that enough. Someone about their...
I mean, you got 3 kids, so he's gonna definitely have to have his money right if he's gonna be a stepdad. Let's go.
bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your deal breakers?
A liar. I'm real understanding. So you can tell me anything. Like, she got a fat ass. I like it. Let's look at it together. Like, you don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat.
Be honest. That's it. Be honest.
So he could look at another woman with you.
Yeah, it's like I enjoy looking at. I appreciate a good looking woman that takes care of herself, and she got a cute outfit on. I might give her a compliment. She got a nice body. I might give a compliment before he does. It's okay. I'm not jealous at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, not
Um,
jealous at all.
what are your so those were your what are your deal breakers?
Just a liar. Broke.
Mm.
Um, not a go getter. Comfortable. Doesn't want more.
Okay.
That's it.
Should he look a certain way?
Just attractive. I'm not really into big guys, but no skinny ones either. So have some meat on your bones and be attractive. Take care of yourself. Hygiene is very important. Um, smell good. I love a man that smells good.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Kim's gonna kill me for this one, but I'm gonna say 300,000 and more.
Don't play with it. You know we had a girl, and I think all the girls is gonna file suit now. She came on and said she wanted a guy that made 500K. She was settled for 350K. This was, I want to say, 2 years ago, and she called me this year, a couple weeks ago, and they was in Thailand, and said she's about to get engaged. So, and he made way more than 500K. So 300K. Now you know the cousins is gonna say,
I don't care. I don't care what the cousin's gonna say.
And that's all they always say. They say their standards are their standards. They don't care to think, okay, how many men make this kind of money? What's the percentage? Matter of fact, I've never done this, but let's go. Let's do it. Percentage of men who make um percentage of men who make, she said 300,000 in the US. Let's do it. 2.3%. 2.3% of men make 300K per year. 2.3%. So she's banking and hoping like a man who makes a man is among the 2.3% in the US. Like, come on. Good luck.
Because you have to think of it. When you have a man, he needs to be able to provide with or without you. If something happens to my daycare and I fall, I need him to be able to pick me up.
So it's not that she wants you as a man for your character, for being, she loves you for you. She's going to use you as the backup plan that if her business falls, she's going to use your 300K to provide for her 3 kids. Don't forget that. She has 3 kids already. So it's not like you're coming in because she loves you for you. She's looking for a man who's going to be her backup plan in case her daycare business fails. Okay? She just said it. She said it. I didn't say it. I'm just, for some of you guys who just look at the beauty, who are just gonna, because you make 300K, if you just run towards her, that's what you're getting yourself into.
I need him to, if you pay the mortgage, I'm gonna pay the bills. Simple. And I want you to be able to support. I want a caregiver. I want somebody to take care of me. I'm a help. I'm not lazy. I have my own money. I have everything, but I want to be able to build with somebody that already has their stuff together. I don't want you to be working on yourself. I want your stuff to already be together.
You were building with your husband. You divorced him after 20 years. So what kind of building are you talking about? You already built with your husband 20 years. You already have 3 kids with your husband. You built a family. You have kids with him. So what type of building are you talking about with this new man?
Okay. Did your ex-husband fit all these characteristics?
That's why he an ex.
Have you ever dated a man that fit all these characteristics?
That's why my goals are high now.
Oh, so you're telling me your ex-husband didn't make 300,000, but you managed to give him 3 kids and stayed married to him for 20 years. So 20 years later, you realize now your standards are high. You want a man who makes $300,000, and now you want to build. Oh, now you're like, oh my God, this is sad. This is bad. This is bad, guys. We're in trouble.
Because I already had what I don't want earlier in life. So now I want what I want.
I understand.
I mean, I agree. You can want what you want. The question is, are you going to get it? Chances are slim to none, and Slim died last night.
Hypothetical question.
Yes.
I mean, there's men that make 300K. They walk this planet. But let's just say hypothetically, this man doesn't want to date you back. Are you okay never having another man until you see Jesus?
I think the problem is I've been settling for under, and a lot of men I meet in San Diego, they do make that 100K. So when people say they want to meet somebody with 6 figures, but they still are broke, they still can't support themselves in San Diego. A lot of people out here, the bills are high. Like I have a 4-bedroom, my mortgage is $4,300.
Your mortgage is your mortgage. That has nothing to do with the man. If anything, you should be looking to your ex-husband to help you pay your mortgage. Like, if I'm trying to date you, your mortgage is yours. When you bought the house, you never had me in mind. We were not building together. You got it for your own self. Like, I have no equity in your mortgage. Why are you looking to me to help you with your mortgage?
So, but here's my question. I'm not giving you pushback. I'm asking you a simple question. Yes,
No.
there are men that make 300K. So if there isn't a man that makes 300K that tries to date you, marry you, and all those things, are you okay with never having another man until you see Jesus?
I think I will settle, but
how is that settling? So she's saying if she doesn't get a man who makes 300K, she's going to be settling. Seriously, no, it's because you don't deserve the man who makes 300K. So you're saying if a man makes 200K, if a man makes 150, even if a man makes $80,000, you're settling? Yo, the dating market is cooked. Like, we are done, we are finished.
I will settle with at least 200. The minimum is 200.
So 200. So if a man
So a man who makes $200,000, she's doing you a favor. She's settling for you. Think about that, guys. Think about that. That's the dating market right now.
That makes 200K, does not try to date you, court you, be with you. You are fine being single for the rest of your life.
He's crazy. She's gonna say
I'll just date, but not take anyone serious and be married.
Oh,
you were already married and you ended your marriage after 20 years.
Not live with him. We can't cohabitate, anything like that. So
okay. So now I'm getting more. So you can date a man that makes less than 300, 200K. You just can't marry the man.
I can't marry the man.
Okay.
Oh my God. Like, I need Jesus to come back right now, because it's getting worse. So now a man who makes less than 200K is not good enough for these women. And also, apparently, a man who's 6 feet is not tall enough. Whew. Yo, we are cooked.
Okay. We got more context to the statement.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh my God.
Okay. You got a booty. Oh, you have a nice body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Love and Dating in Los Angeles said 300K. I'm going to get a young chick with no kids. Sorry, no moonwalking. Sorry, boo. You did it backwards.
Facts. Why would a man who makes 300K go for a woman who divorced her husband after 20 years? Which means she's likely to divorce you, because if you guys didn't know, for people who get married the second time, the divorce rate is at 70%, right? And she has 3 kids that you have to take care of using your 300K. And she's saying if you don't make 300K, she will just be settling for you because you're not good enough. So I'll do you a favor and settle for you for your less than 300K. Guys, like, what's going on in these dating streets? What the hell is going on?
She's not going to be able to match your 300K.
Well, you know, a man that makes 300K doesn't care.
This is crazy. And she's
I care.
43.
I want
I
to
do
ask
care,
you.
but that's why I think all women should know this. A man that makes 300K is not basing a woman's income when he's dating. I don't think any man wants a bum chick, but he more so wants a woman that can fit into his schedule, available when he needs her to be available.
Yeah.
But he's not saying, do you make 300K in order to date me? And I think a lot of women get that confused at times.
But I also
Yeah, they think that men who make lots of money care about the money they make, and they don't. The reason they don't care is because they already have enough money, and they know the woman is not going to spend her money on them. It's going to be his money they spend. That's why they don't care about the woman's money.
also don't want a man that will want a young chick. Like I want
That's fair.
someone that dates within his age range and that would want a 43-year-old woman.
With 3
I
kids.
wouldn't want a man that's looking.
No, you got to say everything. You want a man who would want a 43-year-old woman who has 3 kids for him to play stepdad after she divorced her husband after 20 years. You got to say everything, mama. You can't leave out the information because it's key information.
At a 20-year-old girl.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Kareem said, what does this 1% man get from you? Do you qualify for the 300K man, honestly?
She's going to say yes.
What is a 300K man qualify? What do you need to qualify for a 300K man?
She doesn't even know, because she stated everything she wants from a man, but she didn't say anything she brings to that man's life. She has a list: be tall, have 300K, be support me, care for me, my mortgage, my kids, want me. But she didn't say anything about what she gives to this man. So that question is valid. What are you going to give this man that you think you deserve that man? Because other women want him too.
Can I answer this?
Answer it. Yeah, answer it.
I'm trying to think of what I've heard, and Justin, the biggest thing I think that men that have a lot of money, they really want you to be available when they're available. So sometimes if you're equally as busy, that doesn't always work for them because they need you to be available when they be available. Yes, sometimes they want younger, but then sometimes they don't want younger because they don't like the immaturity. They don't like the conversation. But yes, there are components when they like younger. Sometimes they have no kid policies. That is sometimes.
That's something. I want somebody that can travel, someone that money is not an issue, someone that can pay their own bills, someone that has a home, someone that doesn't require me to put my card up, someone that is financially stable. And for me, 300K is that number.
So you want a sugar daddy, because if he has all those things and he's taking care of himself, but you still want him to make 300K, that means you want him to spend on you. You want a sugar daddy. Just say that. It's as simple as that. Because there are men who have a house, have all these things, take care of themselves, everything, but they don't make 300K. They could make 150, but you said 150,000, you'll be settling. It's lower. You'll be lowering your standards.
Me living in San Diego, 300K is that number. People in San Diego are struggling making 150.
They're entitled.
So let me ask you this before we go there. So why do you think you've never dated this man then?
Good question.
I don't think I go to the right places.
Or maybe they see you but they don't want you. Because I'm sure you've crossed paths. Some of them are low key. You've seen them somewhere. They've seen you somewhere. But maybe they don't come for you for a reason. There is a reason I don't have a woman like Beyonce. There is a reason I don't have a woman like Rihanna. She doesn't have to be the real Rihanna, but I'm sure the women as beautiful as Beyonce walking around, as beautiful as Kelly Rowland, but I don't have one. You know why? Because I don't qualify for them. I don't have what it takes. So maybe you may have to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I don't have a rich man. What's the reason?
So now are you going to the right places?
I'm still not going to the right places. I'm at home.
Okay, so you're coming on my show. So this is your first step. We're saying it outside so the universe and God can hear.
Yeah.
What are the other steps you're taking to really find and marry a 300K man?
I haven't took any steps. This is my first step right here.
Okay.
I'm on your app.
Okay.
I'm on dating apps, and I'm just looking for places to go. And I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone because I normally don't date outside of my outside of African American men.
So you didn't. I skipped that. So you'll date outside of black men.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, she just wants the money. So wherever the money is, whether it's the Italian money, whether it's African money, black money, Asian money, Indian money, that's where she's gonna go because that's all she's looking at. She's fixated on the money, on the man paying her bills. Because you can tell, I think she's struggling because she's talked about the mortgage so many times.
Attractive.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I never have before, but I'm okay with opening up to.
So West Mode, I think they're referring to the lady I talked about a second ago. That one lady success story about to leave a whole lot of y'all single. Nothing wrong with wanting someone financially stable, but 300K?
I don't think that's a big stretch. I mean, I said I would settle for 200K. I don't think 200K is a big stretch. I think
she said settle for 200K. So the ladies think settling for 200, a man who makes 200K is settling. Let's do it. You know, I already searched for a man who makes 300K. Let's make it 200K because 300K is 2.3%. Let's do it. Let's see 200K. You're in the top 10%. So I wanted to get a better. I mean, we'll go for 10%, top 10% of 200K. That's what they call settling. Oh man, crazy, crazy, crazy.
That's doable. Okay. 300 might be a big stretch, but 200 I said I'll settle for. It's not a big stretch.
Settle for 200K.
Okay, 200 to settle for. Have you dated? But you've dated a man that makes 200K.
I've dated a man that makes 200K.
Where is he now?
So what was wrong with him?
He's a liar. He's a cheater. And I'm learning most successful men are liars and cheaters that make that amount of money.
So at 43 years old, you're just finding out that men who makes lots of money usually have multiple women. You're just finding out the men who makes lots of money are wanted by so many other women. Therefore, they're probably more likely to cheat. At 43 years old, you're just finding this out? I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, comes with that tax bracket, child.
A lot comes with that tax bracket. You got to deal with a lot. You got to be
but the money matters to you enough that you're willing to deal with it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely looking for sugar daddy. If she doesn't care that the man who makes lots of money, who makes 300K, is going to be cheating and having multiple women, she definitely wants a sugar daddy.
Yeah, let's keep going. All right. Maybe. When was your last relationship? Did I ask you this?
December.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
December.
3 flaws you have to work on.
Not settling.
Okay, hold on real quick. And you said it a couple times, and I was going to let it skip. I really hate the way y'all use settling.
Yeah.
Because I don't think y'all use settling properly. Settling for someone, let's just say if he made 100K, which is still unique. If he made 100K, but was there for you in the time you really needed somebody, you know, and showed up for you, that wouldn't be settling. You'll be blessed. Sometimes I think you're settling when you deal with all the things that come along with the man that makes a lot of money, which could be lack of time, other women, disrespect, you know, the lies that you mentioned. So I just think that you guys base settling off of the things that you shouldn't be settling off of.
Kendra is definitely right. Ladies these days think if they settle for a man who's 6'9", 6'8", if they are with a man who's 6'9", 6'8", they're settling because they don't have a man who's 6'5" that they want. If they have a man who makes 80K, but because they want a man who makes 6 figures, they call it settling, no matter how good he is. But Kendra is saying when it's actually the bad things, he's a cheater, he's a liar, you know, has multiple women, but because he makes lots of money, that's the settling, because you're settling with him for the money, even if he's not treating you right. So they use it the opposite way. They think if he's a good guy but doesn't meet all these high standards I have, I'm settling. But that's the wrong way to take it.
Settling if a man is whooping your ass and you won't go nowhere.
Now
Yeah.
that's a deal breaker for me. I will
Right,
not
but
deal
hold
with.
on, but you said earlier like I'll settle for 200K. So basically, you're saying that the salary, if you take anything less than 200K, in your mind you're settling, but you don't even know what might come along with that man that makes all that money. That might be a more settling case. You can get a man that makes 500K, but let's say he got 5 women. He never shows up for you. He's not trustworthy. To me, that's an example of
Of
So when
settling.
I say
Yeah.
settling is a deal breaker for me, that when I say that, I mean settling for a man that's dealing with more than just me. Settling
Right, but when you
for
said earlier, you was like, you'll take 300K, but you would settle for 200K because you don't want anything under 200K because of your past experience. So you basically made it seem like if you get with a guy that's 200K, you'll settle for that because
Yeah, it's like it's like, okay, I'll do you a favor and be with you with your little bit of $200,000. I will just be nice and do you a favor. It's like they're doing the guy a favor because he makes $200,000. The dating market is crazy. But let's go to the comments, because I definitely want to see the comments, because I'm sure even other ladies should have been like, you're crazy. Let's go. Kendra, you really believe that woman's $500,000? Yeah, there was a crazy woman. Imagine making 200K and she's doing you a favor. That's what I said. It's like a man who makes 200K, she's doing you a favor. You make 200K, okay, I'll give you a chance to be with the queen herself. I'll do you a favor. This guy says, having never had that man before at 43 with 3 kids and raising your standards to that because you have never had it before is some next level cognitive dissonance. I agree. It's like she was with a man married for 20 years, had 3 kids with him. The man never made 300K, but now she knows her worth, so she raised the standards 20 years later. So there's a girl, she says, this is a woman, says, so her ex didn't meet the qualifications, but yet she still had 2 more children with him 10 years apart. Yep, even the ladies agree that she's crazy. Another lady says, sis, honestly, he would be settling for you. Yes, any man who comes into a situation where he has to play stepfather to a woman who wants him to have $300,000, he's settling for her. She has a better chance of winning the lottery. True. Anyway, man, shout out to Kendra G. I'll put the full link down below because there's like 4 more minutes, but I'll put the link down below. All right, next up, we have this lady who's saying men don't approach her anymore. It's a quick video, so let's get into it real quick.
Approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit. So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? And it's been a long time. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely has me questioning myself. Like, am I not as attractive as I thought I am? Am I looking old? Am I intimidating? Like, what is it?
No, you're not. Well, you could be intimidating, because we've seen so many videos of women saying when they're out in public, the reason they don't smile or don't look approachable is because men are scary or they don't want men to bother them. So men watch those videos and they're like, you know what? I don't want to go to approach her. I know she looks good, but she doesn't have an approachable face. And some women, are ready to record men and put them on TikTok to expose them because you were simply, approaching her or trying to say she looks good and wants to take her on a date. So men watch those videos of other men getting exposed on TikTok and they're like, you know what? I'm not approaching anymore. And other women have said they don't want men to approach them in public. So men are listening. And also, when a man has been rejected 10, 20, 30 times because he's approaching, he's like, you know what? It's better to do online dating. You reject me online and that's it. I never have to talk to you for you to embarrass me in public.
So now I'm starting to realize that since men don't come up to me, I have to be the one to go up to them. And that makes me super nervous because it's like, how do I know I'm not going to get rejected if you didn't come up to me in the first place? And
Well, men get rejected every day. I'm sure you have rejected hundreds of men since you started getting approached in your entire lifetime. So if you really want a man, you may have to go to a man. If you're not, men are not approaching anymore because men are tired of being rejected. So either, like his photos or send a simple hi. Because I believe for most men, just saying a simple hi to him and a smile, if he likes you, he will take it further. Like, hey, how you doing? Because you're showing him you're approachable. But most men are scared of approaching initially because A, you've told them that they're scary, they shouldn't bother you in public. 2, they are scared you're going to pull out your phone, put it on TikTok so you can go viral because a man talked to you. We've seen so many videos on TikTok like that. And 3, men have been rejected so many times. So it's like, why should I keep trying to approach women when I get rejected all the time? So say simple hi with a smile. If he likes you, he'll take it further. But be ready, you're going to get rejected sometimes. It is part of the game.
And then I make the decision to go up to you. How do I know I won't face rejection?
You don't know.
So can I get some tips and tricks, some advice on how to approach a man that I think is cute? Because I have no idea how to. Like, I'm scared and I feel like I can only approach men if I'm drunk, which is not.
I told you, I gave you a tip. You see a man you like, go say hi and smile. How's your day going? If a man likes you, he will take it further. It's easier than him approaching you and he doesn't know if you're going to like him or not. You don't have to say, hey, I like you. Just say hi, put a smile, and then how's your day going? And then what's your name? And then he will take it further. Any man who likes you, he will definitely take it further than that. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to say you like him. You don't have to ask him for his number. Now, if he doesn't take it any further, at least he didn't reject you like the way you ladies reject men and tell them you're not interested. You got a man and this and you're not available. You're busy. That's it. And if you go to the comments, I can guarantee you, see, the lady says there's men who approach me, but it's typically not the kind of men I want. So the men who usually approach, once they see comments like this, guess what? They give up on approaching because it's like, how am I going to know I'm the man you want? Like, what are the chances that I'll be the man that you want? Okay, so this lady says, I'm not approaching a man. Sorry. Okay, I guess we're all just going to die single. And then this woman, I only get approached when I'm looking homeless. My homeboy said it's because I look more affordable. Yes or no, it doesn't matter, but even then, as long as you don't say yes, it doesn't matter. This guy says, fellas, protect your wallet. First conversation, they're hungry or need a bill, a bill due. True. As soon as they, hey, I want to take you out, they're like, yeah, I know, but I need my phone paid. It's like, yeah, some ladies do that. It's like you ask them for their number. They're like, yeah, but my phone is off. I need it to be paid. It's like they're asking you to pay for their phone bill or they're asking you for money. And this lady says they just stare at you because, again, they have approached you many times and you rejected them, so they're just going to stare. This guy said it's starting to work, fellas. Yeah, eventually you're going to have to say hi. And this lady says it's not you love, they just love each other more. The same usual gay insults. She said, I got the most approached in my underage years. That's because then the dating market was better than it is now. Of course, there's one in there always. Why are these comments so sassy? Yep, anytime the men speak up, they call them sassy, gay, whatever. What do you guys think about that? All right. And then final video, we have Dr. Umar. He's talking about why black men are now choosing white women over black women. Let's get into it.
Dr. Umar says the reason why black women cannot get a black man is because too often black women are requiring that there's a finished product, meaning the black man meets all of the criteria instead of meeting a black man who treats you right and investing in that man and getting him to be the man that you want him to be. He says that this is why the snow bunny crisis is so rampant, because a white woman will find a black man who has potential, invest in him, and then when you see that black man 5 years down the line as the finished product, you say, wow, look at that black man who sold out and got that snow bunny. This conversation was so good. He went and sat down with Wintana on the Bittersweet podcast. You can find it on YouTube, but let's take a listen to a piece of the conversation.
Struggling to find what kind of black
okay, let's
men,
talk about
there's
it.
black men all in Australia.
No, we have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of black man are you struggling to find?
Let's talk about the culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is. It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different.
We're not.
As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly different.
No, but we
there
are.
Might be some new. No, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't think black women. Okay, let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking. They're not asking for a man.
No, when they say they're looking for a decent guy, it's never. The decent guy is never a guy who makes $50,000 a year. The decent guy is never about character. Usually it's about the money. He gotta be a provider. That's what they call decent. So she's being disingenuous.
To earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Decent? Give me 3 criteria for decent.
Yep.
I'm a psychologist. You must define the term. Give me 3 criteria for
decent. So he's emotionally intelligent.
Emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
Assuming she is as well.
Assuming she is as well. He is a provider. So he's able.
Ta-da!
He has a.
What did I say? Provider always is what they call decent. And not provider 80-20, not provider 70-30, provider 100%. And if you want to provide 80% and you want them to pay bills 20%, you're not decent. You're not good enough.
He has a decent job. They are on
what
the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that. The
Okay.
same tax bracket.
Okay.
So in other words, if a woman makes $200,000 a year and a man makes $150,000 a year, he's not decent. See, that's what I'm telling you. That's why I said the story is about the money.
Emotionally
Financial
intelligent.
equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider. He's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number 1, black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female, because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning
over his character as well. Most women, so many women, will pick a man who makes $500,000 a year, who talks to her crazy, has multiple women, over a man who makes $60,000 and is loyal to her, loves her, gets her flowers, and all the above. Just because he's driving a Toyota Corolla, but with a guy who makes $500,000 a year, she's going to be cruising in a nice limousine to the club. Those are facts. So he's not wrong. I mean, it is what it is.
he can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sister.
True. That's true. You know, if women could be honest, talk to some of them. They'll be like, he's a good guy. He takes care of me. He texts me on nice. We do nice things. He's always checking up on me. He bought me something nice. But what's the issue? Oh, he's 5'9". He's a little bit short. You're like, what? 5'9" is short? How tall are you? We have seen it on Pop the Balloon. Oh, I'm 5'2". So he's 5'9". He's a little bit. You're like, he's a good man. He's 5'9". You're 5'2", but he's short. That's why you don't want to date him. Like, yeah, I typically want guys who are 6'5".
Need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here, because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Have a problem.
No, there's some men in the middle, right? Because when women talk about men who are not providers, they talk about the extreme ends, the broke guys and the guys who have all the money, but they forego the guys in the middle. You know what I mean? They want a guy who makes $500,000 a year, who's 6'5", and they want him to accept their kids from other men. And they want him to be nurturing. They want him to be caring, kind, strong, a leader, all these. And the moment he misses one of them, he's not a good man. And then the man in the middle who doesn't make as much and may make he may be able to pay bills 60-40% split. He's not good enough. He's not a provider. He's not a leader, apparently. No matter how much he cares for her, he's not good enough. And also, he's only 5'8", so he's short, even if she's 5'1". So when men see all these, they're like, okay, is it really worth dating? Really? Is it?
Problem. If you met a man who made half of what you made, or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking.
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me. That's dangerous. Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
She would.
What
she
does
would
investing in him mean?
See?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it?
Never.
You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There's no guarantee. The same way you want him to pay for all your bills, you want him to take you to expensive dinner dates, you want him to pay for your hair, your nails, buy you flowers, buy you expensive gifts. There is no guarantee you're going to stay with him for the rest of your life. There is no guarantee. You're just taking every person on face value and how they treat you on a day-to-day basis. There is no guarantee of anything.
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And also, I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
If it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it.
For about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be some love there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
You know what he means.
There has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with this man. But you didn't answer
the question.
She didn't answer the question. She's trying to turn it and twist it to avoid answering the question because she knows Dr. Umar is going to corner her. And we all know what the answer is going to be. It's going to be a no. She's never going to help the man.
Those things are there. Will you financially invest in him?
No.
Be honest, my queen.
She's thinking about it. That's a no.
They already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Look.
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have a problem investing in your king?
But what are black men subject to that women are not?
Okay, if both black men and black women are going through that, so why are you acting like you cannot help your man? Why are you acting like he's the only one supposed to invest in you and you're never going to invest in him? What guarantee does he have that if you cannot invest in him when he's down, what guarantee does he have that you are going to be there when he has it all? You only want him when he's fully made, he has earned all this money, and then you show up and be entitled to the money. And then you want him to provide. It's like, okay, you were not with me when I was struggling. When I was struggling, you said I wasn't good enough. So now that I look like I have everything, now you want me? Like, guys look at that and like, okay, this is not fair.
We're going through the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics because I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
And this is why. So she's talking about the husband, but there are so many stages before you get to being married, husband and wife. So if before he's your husband, he's struggling and you can't help him, what initiative, what incentive does he have to actually be like, okay, this is my woman. She has demonstrated that she's going to always be there for me. You are talking like you want him to be a finished product. You want him to come with all the money and you're ready for him to just provide for your lifestyle, So because she talked about women making lots of money also, but they're not planning to spend the money on the man. They still want the man to be a provider. So guess what? If men are struggling and they see that their women are not willing to help them, guess what? Once they make it and they have the money, they're going to want to have all the women because you didn't want me when I was broke. Now I have all the money I can have all the women I want because all the women want me since I have the money. Or number 2, they are going to go with a different race of women and you're going to be mad and say they hate black women. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about that? Was Dr. Umar right? Is this why black men are giving up on dating? Black women especially because they don't want to help them. When they're struggling, they only want them when they have all the money. What do you guys think about that? All right, till next time. Peace.